Hopefully it worked for you guys and just refreshed and just went without you needing to hit that F5. What if it didn't? F5? Then again, if you're
Sometimes
seeing
it
this,
does. Sometimes
I
it
mean,
doesn't.
there's no point in me like physically saying this if the people who it didn't refresh for didn't refresh for them. And if it already refreshed for you, that's pointless anyways. But hey everyone, this is Top Clack. We're only like a minute late. That's pretty good.
That's not too bad. Not too bad at all.
Not too bad.
Top Clack
not too
has
bad.
done much worse in the past.
Yeah, let's wait for people to filter in. That's just yeah, dude. Top Clack. It's Thursday. It's Thursday. Thursday's
Thursday,
fun, right?
boys and girls. Hope
Ooh.
everyone is doing well and ready for today's news and guest and Q&A.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hyperino, I think, because life makes it that way. Huey looking like he ran to make it only 1 minute late. You know how I do? I do how it is because
He's got like the Fabio hair, the wind blowing all over it. Oh, man.
Yeah, so let's just hit this intro. Huh.
Yeah. And
Intrino.
we'll do a little mail call. Is it bad if I just play with my spinner during the show?
Maybe.
It is a Rama spinner.
Maybe. Hello, everyone. Once again, everyone tuning in to Top Clack on this beautiful 3rd of May. It's May already, dude. Months are going by fast, huh?
They really are, too.
Like, I feel like this year's just been, like, really, really going by. Like, we're almost halfway. Seattle Meetup's coming up in, like, what, a month? 2 months? Something like that.
July, yeah, towards the end of July.
Ooh, that is coming up.
So a little ways off.
Yeah, Once Saved Gaming. Thanks for the Twitch Prime sub, by the way. Brian, how's your week been?
It's been pretty good. Can't really complain.
Yeah?
Yeah, actually.
Is it time for the mail call?
Yeah, I've actually only received one thing since the last show, but it's kind of interesting. So, if you remember last episode, we talked about Heroin Bob's new MX Clear alternative stem.
Yes.
Presumably manufactured by Utemu, probably just like the rest of the stuff. So I asked for enough samples to fit a 60%.
Yes.
Looks like he delivered.
Awesome.
So I have a bunch of his new tops, not the teal ones, although he did send me a sample of that as well.
Cool.
But yeah, he sent me a bunch of tops. He sent me a bunch of the new clear stems, as well as 68 gram springs. When I'm pretty sure I asked for 62, but that's okay. 68 still an okay weight for me. So hopefully I can put these together. I need bottoms. I have no bottoms for these, but I might be able to get some old cherry switches locally or something.
Should be easy.
But yeah, once I do that, I can put those together and see what that's like. Hopefully it's cool.
Yeah, hopefully you can either write something up or give us a little video of the goods. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
That is most definitely the hope.
Heck yeah. Yeah.
What about you? Did you get anything in the mail?
Some people saw yesterday. I did get an updated plate for my Switch mod station, which is a pretty baller Switch mod station. I was using it on stream the other night. Yeah, I got this. I actually got mail today as well. I got just very, very, very minor stuff. I'm not gonna show you guys my address, but this should be, if I'm correct, yes, new filters for my desoldering station, because I desolder like every single time we stream almost. So, and I got some weeb stuff. So other than that, not too much. Yeah, it was man, not much mail this week, but that's okay for the mail call, because if we have good mail every week, we wouldn't have money to run Top Clack.
Yeah, some weeks are really good, and some weeks we don't get anything. So, I mean, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
But it's fun to talk about things when we do get them.
Yes.
Anyways.
Speaking of things you guys should consider getting, let's move on to our news, because we have some cool things to cover today, starting with the first topic, which is the group buy over at partner site, the Frontier. This is for JTK Hana, which is a Z Frontier exclusive. Nice colors. Base kits at $78. Base and novelties at $136. So that base kit, not bad. I think with the novelties, that's a bit rich for my blood for a JTK set.
Yeah, so I've actually really liked the Hana colorway since it came out on DSA, I don't know, like 2 years ago or whatever. I thought it was absolutely spectacular. I'm really glad to see it coming to JTK because cherry profile ABS, what's not to love? Hopefully the legends are fixed, which I keep hearing they are, but I still haven't actually seen any proof yet. That's the issue. But yeah, $78 base kit is very reasonable. I think that's really good for the compatibility that you get. The base plus novelties is a little extreme. That's like $58 more or whatever, $58 for novelties or so. Yeah. To me, the novelties are what make this set. Like, you want that matcha green, you want like the purple and pink combo, you want all those novelties because, like, to me, that's what makes Hana look like amazing. And man, that price is a tough pill to swallow because that's GMK territory now. So I need you get a lot of keys, so that's cool. The novelties kit is very rich. You get a lot of keys. Hopefully they have the fixed legends and the price won't seem like too much to swallow. But still waiting to see. So either way, I think it looks really good.
So for you, Brian, if you were gonna get this, are you like if you were okay with the price, like are you I have to get those novelties kind of guy for this set?
Yeah, I could never just buy the base set. I would have to get the novelties.
I'm the reverse. I actually don't care for the Hana novelties. I actually just like that light lilac color. I would just go for just the base personally.
Okay. Which is, I wish I were like that.
Yeah, which is
then
for
I
me,
could save more money.
Yeah, actually, a pretty good deal at 78.
That's value.
Speaking of great value, though, more JTK goodness coming at ya with these next two group buys. JTK Red Riot and Yolch. Yeah. MOQs of 100 for each of them. Red Riot's 131 keys, Yosh is 148. Both of these are designed by Puddsy, and on the US side, they're going to be run by SwitchMod.net. EU caps unlocked. China's running them through Z Frontier. Yeah, guys. Red Riot. How could you not want to get Red Riot, guys? How could you not?
Yeah, Red Riot. I already paid for mine. I think the price is so it's low enough to where like I can't really pass it up.
No tray, $42, guys.
Yeah, 40. Well, yeah, it winds up being. Okay, actually, I have a question. So the prices here, where it actually breaks down the MOQ at 100, 200, 300, $47, $5 and 42. Is that the price with the tray? Because without the tray, you save a couple more bucks, if I'm not mistaken.
I assume it's going to be minus $5 for no tray, and so 200 will be $40. Is my assumption.
Okay, so at 300 MOQ, you get a $37 set. I mean, presumably 40 shipped.
Before shipping, but yeah, that's what I assume.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping these are tray prices because then I could save $5 and not get the tray because I don't care about trays.
Yeah,
and I like saving money. So
although for most people, this is probably a set I still would recommend considering a tray because a lot of people kind of like take even extra longer to sort caps when there's no legends. I know you take long enough already, Brian, sorting normal caps.
No, I can put on blanks way faster because I can identify row profile better. Like I don't need to worry about like what cap goes where. Like where does my K go? Like when there's no other keys on my board, or where does this key go and that key go? All I have to do is look at the row profile and I know exactly what row it's put on.
That's
true. So I'm objectively faster at putting on blanks, regardless of being in a bag or not. So, anyways, yeah. Do we think we're gonna hit a 300 MOQ? I feel like
200.
I feel like 200 is even being a little generous, maybe. Not to say that you know, it's a badly designed set in any way, or that you know, Puddsy did a bad job or anything. But I think that Krellbit on SwitchMod.net just doesn't quite have like that established vendor reputation that a lot of other stores have. Maybe not advertising quite as well or something. I think, you know, so I think that might actually affect the numbers personally.
Yeah, no, you're definitely right about that. We'll see if they can up the hype. I know, you know, something that worked, for example, for like GMK Olivia that ran recently. She did a lot of cross promotion with a lot of other vendors and a lot of renderers and a lot of keyboard designers. So they would do renders of their boards with her caps. I've seen this rendered on the meme, for example, on our Discord. So maybe, you know, if other people start rendering Red Riot on their boards for like, hey, I'm showing off this board and I just happen to render Red Riot on it, that things like that also help promote the exposure. So that's gonna be that. I think it's gonna be 200. But let's shift over to Pudsy's other set, the one with Legends, which is gonna be JTK Yolch. I'm gonna be in this one, faux show.
Dolch, obviously very classic. I do love me some Dolch. I'm not a fan of the yellow personally.
Understandable.
But that is obviously all preference, as usual. I do like the MOQ price breaks for this one, though. The price breaks are pretty significant.
Yes.
If we do get those higher MOQs.
Oh, for
so
sure.
$95 at 100. At 200, it goes down $10. So it goes down like over 10%, down to 85. Then at 300, you get a $5 price break, and then you get another $5 price break at 400. 400, obviously, pretty generous. Ideally, that'd be pretty cool because a $75 JTK set with good compatibility is pretty good. Can't complain there. That's about what we expect from a JTK set or better. And hopefully that price is also with the tray, so that way you can subtract another $5 if you don't want the tray.
I'm just happy that there's always the option to get it without the tray here.
Yeah.
Because like, if I could order like a normal GMK set and just not get a tray and literally probably save like, depending on where you order, like $10 for shipping, because shipping those GMK trays can be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Like, bag it up buttercup and put it in a smaller box, and that would be size of fox. I swear that's what I would prefer. But you know,
you know what I do with GMK trays as soon as I take my caps out of them?
Bag it.
I find the nearest garbage.
Yeah. No, actually, I have all of mine because I'm planning on selling them at the next meetup I go to for like $5 a pop to any person who just enjoys having GMK trays.
Yeah, I actually sometimes I save mine and I bring them to local people that do use them, and I'm like, it's either I throw it away or it goes to someone local usually.
Yeah.
So. Anyways, JTK Yolch. We'll talk more about both Yolch and Red Riot in a little bit, because Puddsy is who we have as our guest today. If you did not see in the Reddit post, so we can get a little bit more in depth with the thought process behind these sets and what's going on with them a little bit later. So we'll move on to a next topic now.
Our next topic is moving on from JTK to GMK. This is going to be the group buy that just opened 2 days ago for GMK Phantom.
Yeah. So. And this set is designed by Briano1905, who is a very nice and active Top Clack supporter in our Discord and on the stream. So this is his first design set, if I believe. I don't think he's done anything in the past. But yeah, looking pretty nice. Kind of has a slight Nautilus vibe to it, in my opinion, based on the renders, but not too bad. It is in group buy format now. The vendors are listed. Donut Cables is the US vendor, followed by Mechie's up in Canada, MyKeyboard.eu over in Europe, and Z Frontier, our default Asian.
The default beast in the East.
Yeah, like they're pretty much like always the proxy nowadays for sets, and rightly so. I think they do a fantastic job. But yeah, very cool to see all that. What do you feel about this set, Huey?
I like this set, to be honest. I like that it's a much darker purple. Like it's not like a it's not a light pastel purple like Hana, nor is it like a in your face purple like for what's the other purple? There's another purple set I'm thinking of. Forgot. Also,
Yeah.
thanks Zerpocalypse 3 months in a row for that tier 1 sub. Yeah, I'm really liking it because they chose this really dark purple. And I think it actually goes well with that kind of like almost like a light mustard. I'm gonna say gold. I'm not gonna say gold because it's not gonna like sparkle and shine. But like, if I had to choose, because right now, okay, for like the purple sets that people are going to be choosing in the next year, right, aftermarket wise, they're going to choose between Taro, Phantom, Violet Tendencies. We got a lot of purple this year, right? A lot of purple this year.
Yeah. And there's already a lot of purple sets that have been out in the past as well.
Yeah,
it's a very popular color in the community. I think this is definitely one of my favorites.
This is my favorite. Oh, and Black Lotus. Thank you, Fluxkey. It's so many purples. Oh, that's coming soon. That's coming soon.
I don't even remember what Black Lotus looks like. Did that run already?
I don't know. I think I don't know what happened. It died, as people were saying. Okay, thanks guys. But back to this though. Like this is probably my favorite purple set I've seen, really, for quite a while, just because it's a great take on using this purple.
Yeah, good contrast.
I don't know if I want to get this. I might get this set because like it's hard because like I'm already in for. I haven't got them yet, but I'm going to be getting Yosh for sure, and Red Riot for sure. Those are like can't say no to Red Riot's pricing. And aside from Mint Dolch, I basically like most all Dolch alternatives. Right, so
yeah. So it looks like this group buy ends the 31st of this month, so you still have a while to decide, thankfully. It's actually kind of cool that a lot of like major group buys and even not so major group buys these days are running for like a full month.
Yeah.
That didn't used to be the case, and that's become a lot more common these days.
So because there's so many sets, this is, you know, custom color with that purple. 250 unit MOQ, $145.
250 MOQ. Okay.
150, I'd say, yeah, for sure, this can be pushed through. But 250 is kind of like that definite, your make or break point, usually leaning on break, depending on how stiff the competition is. And, you know...
Yeah, it's tough for key sets right now, right? Because you have so many coming out.
Yeah.
So many sets. And, like, people don't have unlimited money. I mean, some people do. I don't. But, you know, a lot of people just can't afford to buy, you know, a key set every 2 weeks or whatever. So they have to either, you know, save up and buy very specific sets that they want.
They got to pick and choose.
Yeah, you got to pick and choose a lot these days. And unfortunately, that kind of hinders everyone's sales. Because everyone is, like, simultaneously buying more and less sets for that reason. And it's harder for a lot of these sets to hit MOQ these days, especially at a, you know, once again, no offense to Donut Cables, but you know he's not like a super major like veteran established vendor in the community like something like, you know, Originative or you know Mass Drop, whatever. Insert big long time vendor here. So it can be hard for some of these slightly smaller vendors to get those MOQs on sets like this. So that'll be interesting to see. Obviously, I want it to succeed for sure. I think the set's good, $145. Pretty reasonable base price set for what you get here, and considering the exchange rate for the currencies. So not too terrible. I hope this works out.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of things that have already worked out, before the curtain even lifted is our next topic, which is over on Mass Drop for GMK Serika. This is designed by good old friend Zambumon. The yellow mods with those Hiragana sub-legends, to I guess many people's ire. So I don't know if you've read on the Reddit post about this or the Geek Hack thread. There's quite a few people who were a bit upset that he dropped the Latin only legends and went for the Hiragana, But I mean, at the end of the day, you know, he's a designer, and this is how he thinks it's gonna be best, because he didn't want to like split the buy to like have two high price sets as opposed to like one lower price set. But that definitely gave a lot of people a split on choosing this. But how much are we looking at right now? 140, 130?
Yeah. So the current price that it launches at is 140. That goes down to 130 at 500 MOQ, which is relatively possible here, definitely. At 1,000, it goes down another $10 to 120, and then at 1,500, it goes down another $10 to 110, which is, you know, around that 100 to 120 price point for a GMK set is pretty darn nice. I think the real question here is, are they going to sell 1,000 core sets, which is the base set, just calling it core. But it'll be interesting to see. I think, I'm going to be honest, personally, I don't really like this set that much. But I do like the Hiragana sub-legends. Obviously, we're seeing that a lot more these days on a lot of sets now that the molds are available. So it's kind of cool to see more of that, although I wonder if people are maybe going overboard with it.
I think so. Watch, the next big wave is going to be the Hangul Legends. Promise you.
Yeah, you know, there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. Like, a lot of people like having the sub-legends and having more options in the market is obviously good.
And then in like a year, we're going to go back to the love for Cyrillic Legends. It's just gonna be a cycle.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm really curious to see how this set's gonna do. A, because it's on Mass Drop, which is historically the best place to do a group buy for a key set, based on the pure raw numbers that they're able to sell. So I'm actually curious to see how a set that only has Hiragana sub-legends and no other option, I'm very curious to see how that's going to do here. So I hope they keep the order count updated, because in the past they've been kind of weak at that. I'd like to see it updated at least once a day.
Yeah. Also includes the Mycons, which are the Mito icons. Interesting. Those have been very hit or miss with people with their simplicity. Got Ergodox kit, got 40s kit for people who like 40%.
Yep. Geometries kit, which is, I guess, effectively a novelties kit.
Yep. And the space bars. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, Mashup historically has given them big numbers, and I mean, it's one of those things where it's going to happen because it's on Mass Drop. Like, Mint Dolch happened, and Mint Dolch failed technically, didn't meet MOQ. But Mass Drop may happen anyways. So, I mean, this is going to happen. That's a reality.
Yeah, I'm just going to sit here and patiently wait for GMK Hamon. I think that's gonna be the winner for me.
Oh yeah.
Serika kind of gives me a 3-run vibe, which isn't a bad thing. It's not really my thing.
Yeah. Speaking of things that from talking to people have not been their thing or been their thing, is GMK Oasis, formerly Blue Paradise. The name change was quite apt in my opinion.
Yeah, I vastly prefer this new name.
I mean, I still don't prefer this set, but I prefer the new name.
I really like the mods of this set. I don't care as much for the alpha colors.
Actually, I wish for the mods he went with the same as he did the accent colors for that escape and enter, and just made it GMK Coffee.
Well,
but that's a different set completely, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like, he's obviously the designer here. He has a theme. He talks a lot about it. I mean, the mods, it's supposed to be like effectively water, and then your alphas are like your sand. It's like a beach, and he gives you actually looking through this thread, it's really well put together. He has tons of information. It's laid out super duper well. It's got all sorts of all the pricing and everything. Yeah, so this is starting. It looks like. Yeah, he's got vendors lined up. He's got all prices breakdown. This not even interest check. Why is it labeled as an interest check? It feels more like a group buy at this point.
Well, he does research. He's ready. He or she is ready. So good on them for being that well prepared. So speaking of the theme, Do you think nowadays, like, the theme is going to be one of the big things that really push a set?
I think
Does a set need to have a theme?
Does it need to have a theme? No. Do I think it benefits from a theme? It definitely can. I think it makes a set feel a lot more personal. So, like, instead of buying, a set just because you like the colors, you can buy something because it, what the colors represent might actually mean something towards you. And even though, like, I don't necessarily care for this set here, or like the theme of it, I think it's cool that he has that listed, and he's like, hey, remember last time you went to the beach, and like you remember this, and like what things look like and feel like. And some people might just be like, oh, hey, yeah, totally makes sense. Yeah, let me buy this set. So I don't know, I don't think it hurts at all. I think it only helps.
So with that in mind, we're looking at an MOQ of 250, and from our partner Novel Keys, who's going to be the US vendor, $155 per set.
All right. One thing to note here is, unlike some sets that we've talked about already, the base kit here is like insane.
In the membrane.
They not cut out ISO support. Like if you open up the base kit, it's huge. Lots and lots of caps. So that's probably why they have a slightly higher price than maybe other sets that are going to be there.
That's tough. People are definitely loving the idea of experimenting with colors, but pushing that up to that 250 MOQ, even with good compatibility, that's the more difficult one. Like, I think this set would have had a better chance if they limited the amount of keys in the base set, because they would still have to go with the 250 and try to hit that 140 or 130 to 140 price point. Because once you get up to 155 range, that's like 2 JTK sets.
Yeah, 155 is it's kind of a lot for a base kit. It is obviously very
inclusive.
Heavy. Yeah, it is very inclusive. There's monstrous compatibility, which like is very good or bad depending on who you are. Like, obviously for someone like me who doesn't need like more than half of these keys, it's pretty bad. But someone that's actually going to get use out of a lot of those keys, it's very good. And that's kind of just the way it is, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I do like that he includes the Kobe kit, which is Hiragana Mono Legend.
Yes.
I do like that as an option. I think that's
cool.
pretty cool. Actually, can I just buy that?
Right?
I could like just buy that, right?
Yeah. I don't see why not.
I might do that. I might just buy that.
Same.
$70 at 150 MOQ. That's not terrible for some alphas. I'll find some mods or something.
Yeah, dude, just put it with something.
All right, seeing a reoccurring theme here with the vendors. Novel Keys, our US vendor. MyKeyboard.eu for the European folks, and once again, the big beast of the East, Z Frontier for the Asian proxy.
Sorry, go on.
He will have some artisans associated with it, which is also something we've been seeing a lot more.
Got some Rama XO caps.
Yep. Some two artisans I've personally never heard of before, but I'm not very in tune with that community anymore. Art Key and Briz are both apparently artisans that are offering artisans in this colorway. So pretty cool, because a lot of people are still not artisans. That's still not really fading or anything. And a lot of people like to color match. So to have an artisan that color matches with your set, obviously pretty cool. It's a nice extra.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of a nice extra thing to have while you're sitting at an Oasis, relaxing the day away, is a nice milkshake. Which brings us to our next news topic. The interest check for DSA Milkshake, brought to us by BIP, or Beep. I'm going with BIP. This is DSA Milkshake, a very, very white DSA set with a few colorful mods for the Ortho kit.
It kind of reminds me a lot of just like a lighter Granite, because Granite kind of did the same thing. It was like basically all one color. Then you have like random like splotches of other colors just to kind of give it like a fun accent. So I kind of feel on that here. I do like this better. I do like the brighter white. I think it's a little bit nicer. goes with the accents a little bit nicer. Check out the. Hold on, let me try to find it. Check out the ortho mods or the special kit, or actually even just the normal alpha mods. There's a lot of legends there that we've never seen before, that I think are kind of interesting.
Yes.
Like look at the shift keys.
It's like an uppercut.
Cool.
It's like an uppercut key.
Like,
well, uppercut this A to capital.
Yeah, it's like down right X for like your Hadouken or whatever. I guess Shoryuken in this case.
Shoryuken. Donut Cables, thanks for 4 months of tier 1 sub, by the way. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Man, like, this is one of those sets where I think they should only run it as like an ortho. Like, just run alphas and run like different ortho and 40% kits for with accents for 40% support. Like, I feel like with a color like that's kind of like what they're already aiming for. Like, they don't have any other renders than on a Planck, for example, right?
Yeah. Well, he says there are more coming soon. Looks like Oasis did these renders. He probably commissioned more.
Alpha color mods. If you look at the other kits, numpad, a mono kits, a 40, and there's another 40 kit with another 40 color kit, ergodox kit. But like at this point, he's starting to get to like the, too many almost for the amount of kits, I think. Thank you, by the way, Toasty Party, for the tier 1 sub.
Thank you guys, appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much. But this is one of those sets where like I think it works best for like 40s and ortho more than it does anything else.
Totally. Yeah, I don't think there's any denying that, and that's not necessarily a problem.
That's not a bad thing either. That's how I feel about Canvas. I feel the same exact way about Canvas. Canvas is best for 40%.
Yep. Regardless, he has a pretty well laid out IC thread here. He's got an updates list, a to-do list. He's got the Pantone colors. He's got links. He's got information. He's got renders. So a very good looking IC nonetheless. Especially for his first, which he does state he is a first-time key set designer in there.
Yeah.
So pretty good stuff so far. I'd like to see this succeed. I like the whites of the alphas.
Speaking of things that will definitely, in my opinion, definitely kind of succeed in a really unique way is this next topic. Moving over to the keyboard news side, this is the group buy for the Imperial Hui, a breakwood case. I'm just gonna pull up the album while you give us the specs, Brian, while I show people the Flickr album.
So lots of specs here. I'm just gonna try to touch on what seems to be the more important ones. This is made of, I'm gonna butcher this name, Nara Paduk wood. It is high profile, 5 degrees angle. Comes with feet. You can choose between wood, acrylic, or brass weights. That's right, weights in your wood case. You can add additional weights. This is for a standard 60% PCBs. It's been tested with a B-fake, works totally fine. And then you have some options on whether you want a weight with your case or without a weight, etc. Yeah, interesting. One cool thing he actually has here is he has all of like the physical weight values listed here. So I think that's really cool because a lot of people these days, they care about how heavy a keyboard case is, or a full keyboard is, or whatever. And to some people it might not matter because it doesn't necessarily really always matter. But a lot of people like really heavy cases and they want to know what something weighs. So I like the fact that he's going out of his way to list all these weights in both metric and imperial measurements.
So actually, one thing I really like is the option for an acrylic weight, because if you look at the weight design, that plus some rugged underglow could be pretty funky.
Okay, I didn't actually get a chance to look through the album yet, but okay, that is pretty cool. Yeah, the weight design or accent design, whatever, because I guess it's not really a weight if it's acrylic, or it's not really a weight if it's wood either. It's an accent, but yeah. That's a really intricate design. I think this case is a real winner for me. Yeah. I don't usually care for wood cases. They often don't sound very good to me. But I really, really, really appreciate the artistry on this one in particular.
Oh, yeah. We might have to get one for Top Clack.
Yeah, so let's talk about the pricing. Without the 4.4% PayPal fee and without shipping, the case alone is $119, and you can add weights for anywhere from $25 to $65, depending on what kind of weight you want, whether you want wood, acrylic, or brass. Brass obviously being the most expensive, wood and acrylic being the cheaper of the three options. Shipping is $30 worldwide. So let's say you want your bare bones case about $120. You want a brass weight because, come on, most people are probably going to want to get the brass weights here. That's $185. You got 30 for shipping. You're at what, $215. 4.4% PayPal fee on that. My math is terrible, but that's another $5 or $10, 10-ish dollars, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're looking at about a $225 wood tray mount case if you go the whole 9 yards there. What do you think about that price? Is that too high for this, or is this really just like a masterful artistry piece?
If you say it's just a wood case for $200, it's way too much. But if you take in consideration the look it has with all those carvings, that really makes it for a lot of people, because you don't find intricate design and stuff like that on the side of a case. Really, most cases, the major trend these days have been all about that bezel, and this does have that top bezel and the side bezels, but this really wants to accent those carved sides, which is definitely very, very, very unique. Pricey, yeah, but there's nothing quite like it. And that's kind of what the truth is, Sure, you're going to be paying a lot, but there's honestly nothing quite like it. And that's what I like about it.
Yeah, agreed. My one complaint would be those little, knobbed feet.
Oh, they removed those. You're getting 3M bumpers.
Oh, so much better. Good,
yeah.
Good.
You're not getting those weird...
That looks kind of bad.
That's jank. Yeah.
Yeah. That, when you have a case that's, that nice and that gorgeous, and then you have, these little, cheesy looking little crappy wood feet.
Yeah.
Nah, man. Nah, man. Anyways, some more options here. The group buy is open for 2 weeks, so it's open until 5/13. So you got about 10 more days. Estimated shipping time is September of this year, so about 4 months of wait time. That's pretty reasonable. It's about right.
Heck yeah.
And yeah. He does say what you'll need to fully assemble a 60% keyboard, because obviously this is just a case. It's all the normal stuff, guys. Still need everything else. This is just the case, and if you want a weight.
Okay, let's move on to our next one. This one is going to be, this one is, This one's I just have no intro to this, just the group buy for the Duck TCV3. Starts on Saturday. That's all.
Yep.
That's it. This is the really, really unique board that we've talked about. The Duck has teased on his Instagram. I mean, just look at it. Oh my goodness. So we have 100 units limited. Angle is the Duck iconic 11 degrees. It's a Duck PCB for better or worse, which also means for better, it can also be ported to QMK. 100 units only, $436 for top base PCB plate acrylic diffusers, $93 for an additional plate PCB. Don't forget some shipping costs. So you're going to be pushing almost $500 for the Duck TCV3.
Why? Hold on. It says $436 USD for one kit plus $10 USD for aluminum plate. So what is the normal plate that's included?
Stainless steel, I believe.
Because if you look at what's included in this set, it says MX reinforcement plate, stainless steel, aluminum, or plastic. It doesn't say which one it comes with normally. It's do you choose between stainless steel or plastic, and then plus 10 for aluminum?
I think so.
Interesting.
Oof.
Huh.
What do you think about this keyboard? Okay, I will tell you how I feel. I think, you know what? There's a part of me that actually likes this board, as crazy as it is.
It has character.
It has character.
One thing that bothers me a lot is actually the bottom row. On the left of your spacebar, you have 1.5, 1.5. On the right, you have 125, 125, 125.
Yes.
I hope you can get.
You can do
that
1.5s on the other side if you do a 7-use spacebar. So you can do 1.5, 1, 1.5, 7, 1.5, 1.5.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't dislike this keyboard. It has a little bit of symmetry going on. Has a lot of functionality. It's definitely new. It's definitely different. It's out there, for better or worse. Price, little on the steep side.
Yeah.
A little on the steep side because obviously that's not including shipping. And does Duck usually charge PayPal fees as well?
I think so.
So obviously this keyboard's probably going to be well over $500 for a kit.
Yeah.
Deadline for orders is the 12th. So only running for a week, and it is limited to 100 units.
Or until 100. I'm pretty sure they'll hit 100 before then.
Probably, yeah.
Thank you so much, Woodkeys, by the way, for the Twitch Prime subscription.
Heck yeah, thanks, man.
So, price is pretty Duck-esque. But you know what prices aren't Duck-esque? The exact opposite in pricing is our next topic, which is the group buy for the Budget 96 on the other end of the pricing spectrum. This is running until the 27th of this month. Delivery date is expected to be in June. PS2 AVR RGB QMK support in progress PCB with underglow, backlighting support for in-switch, multiple layout options. It's a 96 key. 50 unit MOQ is $50 for PCB, $30 for PCB for 50 units. You got your plates in various colors, mids in various colors, which you don't actually need a mid. There's a high pro layer you can add if you don't like the floating keys look, which is what I definitely recommend. And then you can also add GMK stabs. But this is truly a budget keyboard for people looking for a 96 key.
All right, so let's go over. Yeah, I was about to say let's go over the price and see like what we're getting here. Let's assume that this is gonna hit. We'll assume the PCB is gonna hit 100 MOQ. Let me bust out a calculator.
Yeah, bust out a calculator. Are you ready, Brian?
All right, yeah, we're ready.
100
so we got
MOQ PCB, $28.
All right.
Case at 100. Are we doing? What are we doing the rest of them at? Everything at 100.
Case.
Everything at
max? We'll go like mid. We'll go like mid
50,
tier.
50, 17.5, $17.50. Mids.
All right.
30s, $33. High pro layer, $43.
All right. So at the middle, let's assume that you add GMK stabs as well. $13 at 100 MOQ. So we're looking at about 100. Oh, what the crap calculator? Holy. Okay, so we're looking at $134.50 for a lot of the mid-tier MOQ stuff. Obviously, it does get lower if he hits those top MOQs, which he very well could. Cheap keyboards often sell pretty well because, well, they're cheap. So, yeah, a little shy of 150 there. Obviously, that's not including things like switches, caps, etc. But I think this is a good price. I'm not absolutely floored by the price. I don't think it's so low that it's like, oh my god. I think it's just like, that's pretty good.
Also, shout out to Woody Allen for Twitch Prime. I think I missed you. Thanks, buddy.
Woody Allen. Woody Allen?
The Woody Allen. Yeah, definitely a budget keyboard. I mean, a lot of people definitely like value. I mean, this is kind of like kind of a good way to go if you want a 96 key. And
yeah, most definitely. There have been other budget 96 keyboards in the past.
Yes.
The names are kind of slipping me now.
Recently,
I think one of them starts with a Y.
The YMD.
The YMD.
I think they renamed it to the Melody 96, which offered an aluminum, and that was like $250 for aluminum 96 key, something like that.
And I think that was tray mount too, right?
Yep. This is a sandwich mount. This is done in collab with Jollyman, who's down in San Diego. He's a cool guy. Does a lot of acrylic work in the community. Recently, a while ago, his laser cutter broke and burnt fire, but he is back in business, good to go. So So that is
for
always
sure.
pretty cool.
Is there a picture of the high pro layer somewhere?
Let's see.
Trying
That's
to go
his
through, but I
most
can't.
recent post. No, he doesn't have one yet, but hopefully we get one soon.
I'd like to see that soon. Yeah. Yeah. Someone in chat, One Save Gaming, is saying why MD96 was only like $80 shipped. So obviously $80 shipped versus your shipped price here, which is more. Actually, shipping. I don't even talk about shipping in this thread. Unfortunately, I would like if Donut Cat could add a shipping price to this as well.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, because then you might be looking at upwards of 150 for like a mid MOQ full set, which is quite a bit more than $80 shipped. But obviously different design as well. Cool.
Cool beans. Speaking of cool beans, almost as small as a bean is the Planck, and the Planck is it's getting an upgrade. Planck's getting an upgrade.
Yeah, I permalinked this comment because I had all the information that I wanted. So if you want to open the actual picture, there's the title is an interlink. So this is kind of neat. The Planck is getting the kind of like the hot swappable upgrade that we're seeing become more and more common these days, which is pretty cool. A lot of people like the hot swap functionality, and on a Planck, I think that's a real win because you don't really you run one layout with your Planck, or you run. There's two options. Like either you have a 2U spacebar or you have an all 1U grid. And I think that actually works really well with how the hot swap works here, because you don't have to worry really about what layout you need, because you don't really have a choice. So I think on boards like that, the hot swap really starts to shine and show its true value. But some cool things going on here. These are going to be in stock, hopefully. It looks like July, towards the middle of July. So it's kind of a group buy now, I assume, is kind of the way they're working it, even though they don't necessarily call it a group buy. Maybe a pre-order. It will be available in a lot of places, though.
Yes, with different designs.
OLKB directly. Dixie Mech will have one with custom easy on the wallet designs. MechanicalKeyboards.com will stock them with their own easy on the wallet plate design, so different looks there. MechKeyboards.co.uk will have them. Mech Supply will have them. MyKeyboard.eu will have them. Woodkeys will have them. So all over the place, you'll be able to find this. This will be very accessible, which is cool.
Yes, very cool indeed. Check this out if you guys have a chance. And it's going to USB-C, so future's here.
Yeah,
future's
it looks
here.
like it looks like, at least on the official OLKB site, it's going to be about $30. So not too terrible considering the hot swap sockets. I think that's pretty nice.
That is pretty nice. Pretty nice-o indeed. Speaking of things that are pretty nice-o indeed, I have an announcement. I have words to say.
Oh yeah?
2 words to say. NorCal Meetup. Those are the 2 words I have to say. It's a thing that's happening. We have a date that we threw on the calendar already for the NorCal Meetup. We are aiming for August 11th for the Northern California Mechanical Keyboard Meetup in Northern California. So, NorCal Meetup, it's a thing.
Yep. One quick update. The PCB that we were just talking about.
Yes.
Apparently, people in chat are saying it's going to be $50 for the hot swap one, $30 for the normal lower cost one. So, that's a little bit more. I wouldn't say it's a must buy at that point, but $50 still not terrible.
Yeah, not too bad.
So sorry about that, guys.
No worries. NorCal Meetup, August 11th is the date we have on the calendar. So save the date, or whatever the kids say these days. I don't know.
I don't know what kids say these days.
Yeah, right. But that's the day we're planning. If anyone's interested in volunteering to help out, PM me, let me know if you're interested in sponsoring, or may know an individual or vendor or group that may be interested in sponsoring. Have them PM me, let me know. We're starting to, this week and next week is the formulative stages now that we have things. There are 2 different venues that we're exploring. We'll have an official post about this on Monday when I post and it'll be like, NorCal Meetup, insert echo effects. Yeah, so hopefully you guys can make it. If you guys can make it, we got like 3 months, so we're Gucci. Just yeah,
yeah,
it's gonna be cool because, and it works with my segue because I'm gonna be, of course, co-hosting it with my wonderful meetup partners and Top Clack partners, which is Input Club, which you should check out their awesome stuff on kono.store, like their Hako switches, Night Foxes, White Foxes, Troubled Minds. For some reason, they sell speakers, but they do.
We got to bring that up every time because it's just hilarious.
Check out their stuff. That's pretty cool. I built a board with Hako Clears recently, which I'm using right now. My acrylic VEA, which, man, dude, I'm loving this board, both for the switches and for like the whole board itself, the acrylic VEA, because I think it's actually better than the normal aluminum VEA, like straight up. I'm loving it more.
That's cool. It's always nice when the budget option is like better. It's just is like better, like a better board to use. Yeah. On the topic of our partners at Input Club, of course, they also have these sweet Datamancer wood White Fox cases, which like double as a carrying case because magnets. Huzzah! I'm still waiting on mounting hardware because they're lazy and haven't sent me some yet. But yeah, pretty awesome stuff. I really enjoy it. Got some Hako trees in there. I do like the Hako Clears better though. So yeah, head over to Novel Keys. You know, while you're there, go to the apparel section, grab a Top Clack shirt. I think I'm wearing it right now. I totally am. Yes, I was gonna go like this without looking, and I totally forgot what shirt I had on. But thankfully I came prepared. So yeah, check out a shirt. Only $20. Honestly, they haven't been selling that well, if I'm being totally transparent, and it's kind of a bummer. But you know, sometimes that is the way it is. So if you wanna support us, help us out a lot. Next time you purchase something from Kono, just bundle a shirt with it, because you're already going to pay for shipping anyways. So might as well just throw a shirt on there. All right. Speaking of shirts, you can also find shirts over at novelkeys.xyz, one of our awesome partners. He's got shirts that have shoes on them. Kind of an odd choice, but hey, they still look pretty good. And you can also see Mike's goofy face while he wears one. And while you're there, you can pick up other things. They got the big switches in stock. They got all sorts of Kale switches, box switches, the thick clicks, the navies, the jades have been flying off the shelves. They're freaking awesome. He's got the box royals coming very soon this month.
Yes.
I think that the last update he told us it was only like a week or 2 away.
Yeah,
I think it was somewhere in the middle of May.
So I'm going to note about box royals. Everyone who has samples have the wrong springs, so all the reviews you've seen have been done with the wrong springs. That's why I've actually canceled doing my review for the time being for the box royals. I will not do a review until I have the proper box royal switches to review. So that's a heads up for anyone who might have missed that announcement that I've been making recently. And as well as hopefully context if you watch other people or see other people who've done box royal reviews, just keep in mind they do have the wrong spring weight. But Novel Keys, also, let's split kits. I kind of want to get one of those, to be honest. I just want to try it out, like a split ortho mini, like that.
Yeah,
like,
these ones have the hot swaps,
yeah,
right?
so I'm gonna try to hit up Mike and see if we can get a Top Clack review unit going on.
Very cool.
That would be pretty cool.
Yep. And make sure while you're there, you use promo code TOPCLACK, 2 words, gets you 5% off your total order. Yeah, I mean, people thank us all the time for that too. It's like, don't thank us, thank Mike.
Yeah, thank Mike.
Thank Novel Keys.
Thank Novel Keys.
Like we don't get like any kind of portion of like commission from sales of that nature. It's just for you guys, just 5% off. People like, hey, thanks for having this code. It saves me the cost of shipping, etc. So pretty good stuff. Helps you guys out. Helps us out.
Yeah. And a good way to save money is to buy things in the group buy phase, and that's no different from Zeal, who's running round 11 for his switches and other goodies. So if you want to get some Zelios, of which I recommend the 78 or 62, or Telios, which I recommend, or Zalins, which I recommend of the 78 Zeals. Or if you're balling in cash and you can build every switch with Zeal stabs, go for it.
Yeah. I've said it before and I say it again. If I could afford to use Zeal stabilizers on every one of my keyboards, I would do it. I do think they are the best. Yeah, pretty awesome stuff there.
Last but not least,
to when people get their Zephyrs.
Dude.
I want to see some Zephyrs in the wild.
I want to see round 2.
Yeah.
Last but not least, the beast in the east, JTK Hana. We talked about it earlier, but it's live. It's going. They're also proxying for like everything in the world, so check them out.
If there's a key set going on, and you're in the east, then the Z Frontier is where you want to be.
If you're not a part of their official emailing list, I will give you guys a nice hidden update tomorrow, 9 p.m. Pacific. Alpha X3 goes for sale, 40 units only, $478 with free shipping.
Yeah,
it's a lot. We'll go over it next week in the news once it launches. It'll already sold out by the time we talk about it, but we will talk about it. We will talk about it. Yeah,
it's a very unique keyboard. That's for sure.
Otherwise, Z Frontier, lots of keycaps going on, lots of like the proxying for everything. If you're in China or China shipping is cheaper for you for where you live in the world, definitely check Z Frontier out on their Chinese site or on their English site if you want to get things like JTK white on black or purple on white or their other sets when they come in stock from the other group buys. I'm personally looking forward to Aqua to see those revised legends. We'll see.
Yes.
Speaking of revised legends, hopefully we can speak to someone very soon who can give us a little bit more information. I'm going to put us into my loading screen if I can find it. There's a loading screen. Let's bring up our guest for this week. Ring-a-ding-ding. Let me add him up. Add people to this call.
Yeet. We're not implying that Puddsy is Indiana Jones either.
Thank you, Puddsy, so much for taking your time for joining us for Top Clack tonight. How are you doing?
Good. It's so hot in here. It's fucked up. It's like a goddamn sauna.
Brian has that effect on people.
Yeah, I'm actually insanely warm. I want to turn on my AC, but it's a bit louder, so I'll wait till after the show.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Oh, before we get started, I took notes. I forgot.
Oh golly. All right. Well, let's start off with that. What did you take notes on?
Okay, so I'll start at the top. So Hana, JTK charges a shitload for novelties and custom legends. It's like $320 for a 1U and $400 for 1.25 or more, which is like 3 times what GMK charges, which is insane. So that's why the novelties kit is so expensive for Hana, because he's got like 40 million new legends and they're really expensive. I was like, what if we did like 2 novelties for Yolch? And he was like, it's $800. And I was like, okay, never mind.
Let's go ahead and not do those.
Like, great for you. Okay, so Red Riot Yolch, yes, that's the price with trays. So at the bottom, it's like $42 and then -5 for without the tray. That's Switch Mod only because it's annoying to do with that with the other vendors, and Switch Mod is going to sell those trays later. So if you want JTK trays, that's a good way to get them. Serika. Sub-legends are dope, but blanks are better. I like the Mycons. I'm going to probably buy the Mycons kit and only that because it'll blend with stuff well. Oasis, I think the alphas look like shit. But I think themes, you're talking about themes. I think themes always help sets because, like, look at Laser. They sold like 2,000 kits.
That Vaporwave theme is big right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that
was also a hype beast.
I mean...
He's really good at hyping sets. He really is.
Yeah, and then that combined with the theme is he hit that really well. The hue, case weight literally doesn't matter, and anyone who says it does has not used that many keyboards. I've used like my Weavin is my favorite keyboard. I'm not using it right now, but it's somewhere under my bed.
Are you using Miro right now?
Yes. Yes. Why wouldn't I? I use it literally every day. I don't use other, like, I use my Mira until I get bored of it, and then I switch to my Weavin for like an hour, and I'm like, I want the Mira back.
I don't know. Says, Puddsy, turn on a light.
The light's on. Here, wait, I'm gonna blind myself. Ready?
He's just hoping the Christmas lights in the background are enough.
God,
I can't look at it or else it hurts. Sorry, but this is what you get. And now I'm so shiny too. I'm so sweaty, guys. Sorry.
It's fine. We're all sweating here.
I have a thermometer behind my over here somewhere, and it says it's 101 degrees in here.
Goodness gracious.
That is
hydrate, my dude. Sorry, go on with your notes.
It's my 5th bottle of water today.
Speaking of notes, on a side note, this might be the first time a guest has ever taken notes
on the show
about our news segment before they came on and then recited their preferences. I just want to applaud you a little bit for that, because that's kind of fun and silly.
Yeah.
Anyways, please continue, because some people might care about your opinions.
Okay. No one cares about my opinion. So
I'm trying to be generous here.
Okay, so what matters more in terms of feel is the way the plate is mounted, which is why the weave-in feels so good, because it's all like integrated. Like the best boards I've typed on are like the Clue board is I think #1, and then like some customs. But like the Clue board is underrated, I think, like vastly underrated.
With the integrated top plate, I mean?
Yeah. The one with the integrated plate is super underrated, and everyone I've typed on has been great. And then there's some people who think that you need to put a giant weight in your keyboard. Also not true. Mech 27V2 is top mount, very good. And like the Mira, I think is... as a joke, a couple times I've unscrewed the bottom piece and just used the top piece. Still great.
Still great.
The
anodization of Mira is beautiful.
Well,
sorry, off topic, but
no, it depends on who you ask.
That's true. It's a very preference thing by that.
There's a lot of fun behind the scenes stuff with the Mira right now. We won't go into that. Ninja will get mad at me if I talk about that, so I won't. I also have another note. Oh, it just says weave-in's greater than Mira, but Mira okay. TCV3. I just have a note that says dank next to it, which is great because I love it. And there's always those people who are like, the layout sucks, why would you buy it? And then you see them like a year later with the clone. I've seen that with the AL1. A couple people who have bought that, you go through their post history, they're talking shit on Blackbird, which is funny. And then, so the aluminum plate is +10 because the stainless steel and polycarb plates are laser cut, but the aluminum plate is CNC'd, so it costs more. So that's why that's that.
That makes sense.
Yes, Koreans love to CNC their aluminum plates because it's really good. So that's why it happens. I'm going to let you see more of me, which is a mistake. But okay, so that's my notes. So there you go.
All right. Fantastic.
That is fantastic. So, aside from great note-taking skills, some people in the community who are watching may not know who you are. I want to give everyone a little quick introduction aside from just from those notes about what is the Puddsy.
All right. So, hi, I'm Puddsy. I've been in keyboard since 2012, probably. Yeah, we'll call it 2012. I'd have to go double check. My Geek Hack account is from 2013. We'll get into specifics. And then I've just been like around the whole time, just like talking shit mostly. I bought a lot of Philcos, and I used a Philco that's in this drawer somewhere. I don't want to take it out right now, for like 4 years. And then I was like, I should probably buy a custom, so I bought a Mira, and then I bought a weave-in, and then I bought like an Alice and an SKV, and I bought a bunch of shit in the last year. It's great. I love like having my own money.
Hell yeah.
And then I kind of just like I've just been around, and I like know some stuff, don't know other stuff, but I sound like I do. I'm really good at sounding like I know things. I don't know anything. That's the secret, is that I don't know anything. But my favorite... I'll get the boring questions out of the way, too. My favorite switch, clears or blacks, depends on the day. Or Mod M, actually. Mod M are really good, too. Favorite keyboard, I just said it, weave-in. I know a lot of shit about OTDs. That kind of covers it. Nick Heller knows more than me, though. But anyway. Next.
Wow. Anyways, all right. Well, let's get on with some of the stuff that you're working on right now. So you got JTK Red Riot going. You got JTK Yolch going. Tell us the thought process behind why you wanted to do a blank JTK set as well as JTK Yolch.
Okay, I'll talk about Red Riot first, because that's an easier one. All right, so there's a big secret to it, and it's that it's red and it's blank, and that's the only reason I want it. Because for like I saw the Imsto Blue blanks years ago, and I was like, man, I'd like those, and then they're impossible to find. So I was like, I'm gonna run red blanks and use those because I have. All right, I'll take it out because I feel like I need to take out the Shumi board to explain.
The Shumi board, yep.
Yeah, Huey knows the Shumi board well because I. Oh yeah. All right, so the Shumi board. This is the greatest keyboard you're ever gonna see. So this is the Shumi board. It's my Michael Schumacher keyboard. This is a real Cherry product that they made and sold. I paid $150 for this, and it's really got like Schumacher on it, and it's Cherry MY. And yeah, and I have a PCB for it that I haven't built. I'm gonna build it this week probably. I'll just throw it on my bed because I don't want to deal with this drawer right now. But so I wanted a red blank set so I could use it on the Shumi board, but the problem is it costs too much to get a one-off. So I'm running a group buy for it. So you're all pawns in my grand plan to have a really stupid keyboard.
That's one of the best plans.
And then Yolch, I'm just stealing a colorway from Ivan, and it started kind of as a meme, and then it spiraled out of control a little bit. People were like, I'd buy that, and I was like, oh shit.
Whoops.
So that's why Yolch is happening. And now, but it's good. And what else can I say? Oh, I'm running them both on Switch mod because Krelbit's my boy, and I want him to make money.
That's fair.
I appreciate the honesty.
Yeah.
A couple people sent me really upset messages, and they're like, how could you do business with Krelbit? I'm like, he's my friend. That's how.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, aside from those, what other projects have you been working on? Do you have anything else in the works that you want to tell us about now that you're in a certain sense a key set designer? Is that something that's going to continue, or is this kind of just a one-time thing? Yeah,
Huey's in my Discord, so he sees occasionally I'll just like randomly show up and like post a KLE and like pin it and just not mention it at all.
The other day it was just like it pins. There's like 4 messages of like random stuff that and just suddenly people were like, oh nice, oh nice.
Yeah,
I'm like, wait, what? Scroll up. That's what.
That's the beauty of my Discord is it's just like I'll do something and no one will mention it, and then like someone will mention it like 30 messages later,
and everyone scrolls up, and then we start talking about it.
Yeah, it's my Discord is a wonderful place. And then, so what do I have going on? I've been color matching sets to Formula 1 cars because I'm a disgusting American Formula 1 fan. Lately, I've been experimenting with Mercedes colors, which is fun. And then I've been working on a TKL, like secretly for a while. Trash loves trash. Get out of here. And then, yeah, the TKL is going to be really good. It's going to cost like $600, but it's going to be really good. Because it'll either cost $600 or like $200. It depends.
So quite
I'm working on. Well, if it's $200, it's because I'm going for no features, and if it's $600, it's because I'm going for all features. But I'm not gonna meet anywhere in the middle because then you'll end up with something that's kind of fucky, like the Mars, which is like really cool, but it feels like it's missing some stuff. I feel like that board had a lot of potential that was wasted. Although it's
a shitty secret if you talk about it. So it's like nice.
Yeah. I have some other secret stuff that I'm not talking about. Oh, I can talk about the JTK legends. I've been helping with those.
Yes, so you've been saying, even though you can't share them yet because they're still in the process of getting better, supposedly JTK has showed some people who've been working with them.
Yeah.
The legends have been improving. Yeah. So can you maybe not show us pictures obviously because they don't want you to yet, but at least tell us in which ways they're actually improving legends, or maybe which legends you can point out that people have been complaining about in the past.
Right, so they have a list of all the legends people don't like and have complained about, doing all of those. So like the thick C and the G, those are getting fixed. And I think the shift legends are getting fixed. And the couple of other alpha people about, and they've just been like, they're always around. They read everything. And like if I post something and it has wrong information in it, I get an email like 2 hours later and it's like, hey, this is wrong, please correct it. So they're great.
That's good.
And I love them. And
so in a way, they're definitely good. Like really involved with like concerned with what the community thinks about their products and actually do care about improving it. Because for the first 2-3 generations of JTK caps, they kind of had inconsistent problems, which to us, originally signaled that they're just kind of going through the motions of creating sets. But from hearing this from you, it definitely sounds like they're actually really involved in actually step by step, methodically trying to figure out what's the worst for our legends and how do we actually, make people like them. Okay.
Yeah, they've been looking a lot and trying to figure out what works. And the problem, they said specifically that you shouldn't, like, GMK and SP have problems with their legends too. It's just less obvious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they're not going for like 100% perfect accuracy. They're going for like 95% and like very good, because they have a bunch of other secret stuff that they're working on that I can't talk about that you should be excited for.
Yeah, I mean, as good as can be is usually good enough for most people. Because I mean, you don't really hear people complain about GMK's imperfections, even though like
they're there. They're definitely
there.
there.
Yeah. But like they're almost perfect, and like that's good enough for most people. But yeah, the round 1 and 2 JTK stuff was pretty inexcusable. It's remarkably inconsistent. And I really hope that gets fixed, because if it does get fixed, JTK will become a much more of a powerhouse, I feel like, and will actually be able to compete on a closer level to someone like GMK. Yeah. Which would be nice, because competition really benefits people like us, the consumers.
Yeah, and the other thing they told me was that their so their legends and all their sets and molds and stuff were designed by one guy, whereas GMK was designed by they have the original Cherry, which was designed by a team of engineers who had a lot of time and money to work on it. And Signature Plastics have like the YZ tooling and the SA tooling, which were all again designed by like teams of engineers, whereas JTK is like 4 people in China.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of learning curve to it for them.
Okay.
So you're pretty active in the community, whether it's mostly the Geek community, but recently you've been very active in the RMK community as a new moderator. How has that been treating you?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, someone did tell me that. That's right. I just chose
to believe them,
because I think
that's
anyone that gives you any kind of power is a joke.
I used to be a Geek Hack mod, That was a mistake of a time. But yeah, moderating RMK. I just kind of removed spam. And then I redid the entire auto moderator as well. There was a problem with it when I first started where it would automatically remove posts with 2 reports, but before that it would approve posts with 1 report, so nothing got automatically removed. So I fixed that. But aside from that, I haven't really done anything.
So I think the $1 million question everyone in Top Clack, everyone in RMK is wondering, is Ripster alive?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything from him. He had a mod mail like a month ago, and it was just like, yeah, we added new mods, and it's like, Ripster, there's only 4 active mods, and it's you, me, Invisibility, and Nick Heller. Like. So
yeah, you and Nick Heller are both fairly new to the mod team, if I recall, right?
Yeah, like 2 months or 3 months at this point.
Yeah, because before that it was effectively just kind of Invisibility, and Ripster would kind of pop here and there. And,
that's a good story, actually. He gave up Reddit for Lent, so he needed to add new moderators.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
What is, man? Ripster is such an anomaly, man.
No, not Ripster. Invisibility gave up Reddit for Lent.
Oh, wow, that's even better.
Ripster, I can tell you, actually. I'll go look at the mod log, and I'll tell you exactly when the last thing Ripster did was.
So, out of curiosity, since you'll have a better idea than I will, what's the purpose of adding new moderators? Because RMK has been very loosely moderated to begin with, to say the least.
Yeah.
So, is there some kind of like current or future reason why more mod power was needed?
Yeah, there was a 4-month backlog of mod mail, and now it's I think it's a day. I don't reply to mod mail if I'm in a bad mood, and Nick doesn't do it that much either. So there's 1 mod mail from 10 hours ago, and that's nice because now we don't have to think of anything. All right, I'm 3 weeks back in the mod log, and there's no actions from Ripster, but he is alive. I can assure you. But mostly it's just a lot of like day-to-day clerical stuff that wasn't getting done because it was only 1 person. Credit to Nick, he does remove a lot of stuff if he sees it. So that's good. So I reply to mod mails. He does the boring queue stuff, which it's like not. There's like 3 mod mails every day and like 10 things in the mod queue. There's not much to do.
Yeah. Being a mod isn't that glamorous.
Well, I moderate our videos, and that's a lot more dramatic, and I kind of hate it. But
yeah,
that's a pretty active sell.
That's got to be a lot more different.
41 mod mails right now. Yeah, I got that's not my problem right now.
So I guess this is going to be definitely a big question for a lot of people regarding mods, because there's meetups all the time now. What's the best way for someone who's organizing a meetup? Be like, hey, how do I get my meetup stickied? Or like, where do I post my meetup? Or meetup this or meetup that?
Post it on the subreddit and then send a mod mail with a link to your post, and I'll add it to the master list, and then we re-sticky the master list every week to update the post title.
You heard him, folks. That's the best way to do it, because there's a lot of meetups these days. It's not like the old days when like I hosted meetups and there's nothing stickied but my meetup. There's like,
do you want to know this? Do you want to know the story of the most depressing meetup in the world?
Sure. Hit me with the deets.
All right. This is a story I love to tell because it's very sad. So back in like 2015, 2016, I tried to host a New York meetup. I invited like 20 people and only one person showed up, and it was Riot on the Bay. So that's why he's my favorite keyboard designer, because he showed up.
Bang.
If you dig back in my Geekhack post history, there's a long thread about it. And then a bunch of people sent me stuff as apologies. Hipster Punk sent me a sticker that I have somewhere still.
Man, that makes my first meetup feel a lot better. My first meetup was 7 people.
Yeah, no, keyboards pre-2016 was a wasteland.
Oh, yeah. When was my first meetup?
We got TKL DCS sets, and we liked it. We didn't, but we did.
We said
we liked it, all right.
Oh,
I rocked green tea on my Nova Touch for a while. It was
Cherry
great.
Replica set. Sell me your Sangan kit for the Cherry Replica set, please. I need it. I need all of it. But alas, they only made 20. Anyway.
All right. Well, now's probably as good a time as any to kind of casually roll into our Q&A segment, because I'm sure people probably have great questions for you. But yeah, of course, we have to start with what we try to get to every time, the quintessential Top Clack question. Top Clack question number 1: pancakes or waffles?
And why?
And why? Oh, I always forget the and why portion of this question. I gotta go with pancakes because I'm lazy, and I'll explain that. So with pancakes, you make pancake batter, and don't use that pancake mix shit. It sucks. You make your own goddamn batter, because the pancake mix is just
really
this.
Not hard.
Yeah, it's easy. Everyone who says it's hard is wrong. It takes like 2 extra minutes. It's great. You put it on the griddle, you wait, you flip it, you eat it. You put syrup on it. I forgot that step, but.
Yeah. And if you're fat like me, you also apply butter.
Oh, that's butter. Yeah, butter's good. I don't really keep much butter around, but it is delicious.
All right. So great questions already. Geo with the question, why do so many people hate you?
I talk a lot of shit.
Straight to it.
I feel like it's not a hard thing to figure out. I talk a lot of shit, and I don't really think about it that much. Well, there's 2 reasons. I talk a lot of shit, and sometimes I give wrong info, but I do that because posting wrong info is the best way to get someone to post the right info. But yeah, I talk a lot of shit. I don't really care much about what people on the internet think of me, because I'm living my goddamn life.
All right. And thanks in advance to people in chat using the @TopClack tag for the questions. Helps us out a lot. So thank you for that. Zombumon says, and this is assuming it doesn't break Twitch's terms of service, says, show us your gunshot scar.
Oh, no.
Okay. Zerpocalypse says, Puddsy, how much do you hate Me6 in Discord?
Okay, so the only reason I post no every time it happens is because it always seems to ping when I'm doing something. I'll be like typing out a post, or I'll be like responding to a mod mail or replying to an email. It's like when I actually decide to do work, that's when it pings. So I always just like click on it and type no really quickly, because I think it's a meme and I think it's funny. So
I actually know the answer to this one, and it's a pretty funny story that I'm sure he'll love to tell. Donut Cables is asking, why is your avatar always an old man?
Okay, you were right. I do love to tell this story. Okay, I'll preface this by saying when I mention this author's name to my friends, they all groan. Like, that's how much I talk about him. So there's this author I like a lot. His name's Kenzaburo Oe, and there's this picture of him that I like that I found on like Wikipedia or something of him, and I was like, this is a good picture, so I made it my avatar. Then I was scrolling through Twitter one night, and I saw someone who was like, $5 icon commissions, and I was like, I'm gonna be that bitch with the icon avatar, the commissioned icon. So I paid the guy $5, and he drew it, and it was good. And then I saw another one like 3 months later that was $20, and I was like, that's steep, but I'll pay it. So that's where I'm at now. So I'm sure the next one I pay for will be like $50. And you should all read his books. They're really good. It's like the reason I study literature. I'm going to get my shitty degree because I read a really good book one time.
All right. Megaforce is asking, do you love Amelia?
He's in my Discord. He knows how I feel.
All right. Sire123 with a presumably a legitimate question. Yay, finally. A question for Puddsy, or all of you really. I own a JTK Stormtrooper set and have problems with them scratching on the housings of Gateron switches. Is this a problem with JTK or just something that happened to the set or something like that?
I've never had that issue with JTK. I've used JTK and Gateron quite a bit. I have
my weave-in is mod switches, which are Gateron top housings, and I put a JTK set on it just to see what it was like, and I had no problems. So. But I used, they sent me some sample sets, so they might have revised something between Stormtrooper and those.
Yeah, I used to use JTK with Gateron switches, and I don't recall having any issues at the very least.
It could be plate noise.
Oh, come on. Come on, Twitch, don't do this to me. Daft91 asks, are you ever afraid that group buy runners or vendors will ship your order out last when you provide negative and or honest feedback?
Nope.
No.
Interesting question.
I never enter group buys I never enter a group buy I don't think I'll like. Like, if you look at the mirror thread, I think like 2/3 of everything after page 17 is just me saying how excited I am for it.
A lot of it is you saying how excited you are about it.
Yeah. Yeah,
there's a solid 6 months, people don't know, where Pudsy's like, Huey, it's finally happening. It's no longer going to get delayed. I'm like, yes. Okay, Puddsy, okay. And then like 2 weeks later, oh, it's still going to delayed again. But it's still going, Huey. And then 2 weeks later, Huey, the delay's over. It's finally coming. This happened for 6 months until like we finally got our boards. And he was like, I was right this time.
Turns out if you just keep repeating yourself, you'll eventually be right.
Dude, the worst. I'm not even the worst when it comes to that. Sherry's been saying number 1 is coming next week since February.
Yep.
He's like, I asked him like last week. I was like, when's it coming? I want to buy it. And he goes like, next week, dude. Like, you don't need to buy Alice. It's coming like next week. It's cool. And then I bought Alice because I was just like, it's been like 3 months, Sherry. But yeah, Huey, 2 years, 10 months. It finally showed up.
It finally showed up. Oof.
Capsis is asking Puddsy, is Ripster really that bad in your opinion, or is it just a meme at this point?
No comment.
Admiral Lolly is asking, why is JTK Yolch the greatest set ever, and how many sets should I buy?
You should buy as many sets as you can afford because enable me.
I appreciate the honesty. Christmas Kane is asking, how much time would you say you spend on moderating between Geekhack and Reddit?
I don't moderate Geekhack anymore. On Reddit, so RMK I check it once in the morning and once in the afternoon usually. Sometimes once before I go to bed if I'm up late. Our videos, I usually, I browse the subreddit regularly, so if I catch something on the front page, I'm not particularly active. There's 2 or 3 moderators who are very active there, and then I'm just kind of like around. But I redid their entire rules, which nobody noticed, because if you comment that you're making rule changes, everyone wants to kill you. So I just redid all of them, and then they were like, all right, now they're different. So I'm a little more behind, not behind, back end there.
All right. One Save Gaming is asking you, will Yolch have the updated legends?
Yes.
What about Red Riot? Actually, what's funny is in the Red Riot render, there's one key that actually still has like the ship legend.
I fixed that. Somebody, outraged pudding.
It's still on.
It's still on.
Switch mod.
Yeah.
The Switch mod page has.
I sent Krellbit the corrected render, and he put the wrong one up.
Yep. Fantastic.
I told him, and he said I'm gonna leave it. So I'm not gonna make him change it.
Sounds Krellbit.
It's right on Z Frontier, and it's right on Caps Unlocked.
Leave it to Krellbit to be the one to make that mistake out of everyone.
He's got other shit to worry about. It's final week.
Texas Breakfast is asking why red. I think you already went over that though.
Ferrari red. I'm not even a Ferrari fan. I'm a Red Bull fan, but everyone's a Ferrari fan.
Yeah. All right. Here's a good question. Morning Coffee is asking Puddsy, what got you into MK? Specific key set or keyboard?
All right. So, picture this. It's 2012. Mechanical keyboards are a wasteland. Paul from Newegg has made a video about the Quickfire Rapid. It's got like 800 views, and I was like, I heard mechanical keyboards are good for PC gaming. I was playing TF2 professionally, so I was building my first PC. It was very exciting. So I was researching like what keyboard do I need to buy because I didn't have an old keyboard in my house because my family are laptop heathens, or Apple users, depends on who you ask. So I was like, Paul from Newegg knows what he's talking about. So I bought a Quickfire Rapid with MX Blacks, and I was like, this is pretty neat. And I used that for like 8 months and I was like, this is fine. And then I went to Japan, and I went to Yodobashi Camera, which is a big department store in Akihabara. And I bought 2 Philco TKLs, one with reds, one with blues. I bought a Manila with browns, and I bought an HHKB. And I nearly bought a Leopold 900, but it was like one of the weird ISO ones, so I didn't want to buy it. It was a FC 400R, if I remember. So I got into it to play games, and then by virtue of however the fuck my stupid brain works, I became a writer. So it's kind of worked out.
I think you and I got into the community from the same video. Shout out to Paul at Newegg, by the way. That guy is awesome. I really like Paul.
Get him on the show.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
I have talked to him before, actually.
Yeah, but I remember watching that video like 9 times, and I was like, what Switch do I want? What do I get? And I was like, MX Blacks, they're the best for gaming. And now, here I am, 6 years later, playing Overwatch on whatever the fuck Switches are in my Mira.
You don't even know?
Well, I got tired of explaining it. Because I was like, oh, it's B-Sun Panda Clear. So everyone goes, what's that? And I'm like, okay, here we go again.
Here we go.
I'll explain it for the sake of the explaining it, I guess. So it's a B-Sun housing with an MX Clear stem and an MX Black spring. Because I'm old, I'm not, but I'm old, and I say that a Panda Clear is an MX Clear with an MX Black spring. So a B-Sun Panda Clear is a B-Sun housing, an MX Black spring, and an MX Clear stem. But no, a Panda Clear is a Clear and a Panda housing. I miss having 5 Switch options.
Yeah, right. Those are the good old days.
Having them all made by Cherry.
Yeah. And you know what? I still almost, like, in every other board, aside from my Mira and my Weavin, I use Cherry switches. I already bought switches for my SKB and my Alice.
Solid.
Zombuman is asking, funniest report ever received?
I post the good ones as stickies in the threads. So you can go through my comments and find them. But usually it's just like, this is lewd or something. Like, people aren't as funny as they think they are. There was a good one. Someone posted a picture of a Topre keyboard, and the report was Topre is a rubber dome, so I posted it as a sticky, and then someone reported my comment and said that Pudsy's a rubber dome, and I like that one. That one was pretty good.
Okay, I'm going to skip some of the slightly trollier questions.
Don't. I can give one-word answers. It'll be fine.
As long as you can be fast enough about it.
Yeah.
We have a lot of questions, so.
I want to try to make sure we get to the ones that like people actually want to hear. Zwalgi is asking, how did Puddsy summon the demons from the Underrealm to complete the soul transfer from the 50-year-old man he is inside, and what did you do with the body?
Oh, it's over there somewhere. Just don't worry about it.
Nice. This guy is okay to be is asking, what is your favorite Switch?
I think I talked about that a little bit before. I like Mod M tactiles, criminally underrated. Someone was like, they're scratchy and terrible, so I bought some because I wanted them to be wrong. And then they were. I was like, these are amazing. And that's like the reason my TKL that I'm designing is going to have a carbon plate, because Mod M's in a carbon fiber plate are so good.
I wonder if they've changed, because when the Mod Tactiles came out, and I got all of them, and they were all really, really scratchy to me, like absurdly. And like I tried lubing them in different ways, and to get them as smooth as I deemed like acceptable, I had to like really kind of hurt the tactility. So you're saying they are definitely better now if I buy some.
Yes. So there are two things that have. So one, they have changed them. And second, I don't really give a shit about scratchiness. I haven't lubed the Switch since 2016.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Preferences are whatever. He said he wanted him to be wrong when he said it was scratchy, and he wasn't. So
well,
you brought up this.
He wasn't if I was buying from the first round, but Sherry was smart and did a second round that's better. They made the stems harder because they were shearing and shipping. And so now that doesn't happen anymore, and they're much better.
Okay, I'll have to buy some and try some of these upgraded ones then. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to like them, I really did, but
I like the heavy ones I got, but I got like the prototype ones, so those were like the cherry picked good ones. But then when they came out for the first batch, I heard so many reports of like these switches are bad because this. And I was typing on my Mod H's at the time. I'm like, what? These are pretty good.
Half of every board, I think, like half of every board built in Korea now uses Mod M tactiles. Like they're that popular there. They love them.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I mean, I want to like them. I do. But yeah. Anyways, Christmas Kane is asking, do you plan to follow a career with that literature degree, or are you going to be like me with a music degree working in IT?
Yes, I have. I had an internship last summer where I worked at a literary agency, and I'm waiting to hear back from the only internship that I think I'll get. That I drove on a bus 5 hours to go to New York for this internship, for this interview. And the woman who's doing the interviewing and hiring is a friend of mine who told me to apply for it, and I haven't heard from her in 10 days, and I'm starting to get worried. But after college, I'm probably going to do, like, editing or professoring. I might go to grad school, because, like, you get a Japanese literature degree, and suddenly everyone wants a Japanese literature professor.
All right. Melody is asking you to repeat your favorite author's name.
Kenzaburo Oe. He looks like this. Kenzaburo.
He looks how you thought Puddsy looked.
Yeah, it's
based on his profile picture.
Yeah. It's backwards, but you'll live. Just pause it. Just come watch the VOD later. Clip it. Do whatever you want. Next question.
All right. Flux Capacitor is asking a question for Puddsy. Marinello or Patronus, not sure if I'm pronouncing those right, for the Constructors lineup this year?
Patronus. They won it 4 years in a row. What's going to stop them from 5? Next.
Texas Breakfast is asking, what color Alice did you get?
Pink.
Nice.
I'm going to use I'm going to use BSP Peacock and CMYK.
Solid.
Or not BSP Peacock. Tulip.
Tulip. Okay,
sorry.
Solid.
All right.
I got cock on the brain.
All right, here's a good question. Gomdori is asking Puddsy, can you elaborate on why the plate integration is so important for a keyboard?
Okay, this is... I was talking about this with Zondat for like an hour last night. Because I was just like... He was like talking to me about OTDs, and I was like, here's a bunch of pictures of OTDs. And he was like, I've seen all of these. And I was like, shit. But, so, the main thing that I think makes a keyboard good is the plate. And that's why I think every tray mount keyboard feels the same, because they all suck. It's like, oh... You know, what if we just, like, took a poker and then made it the standard, which is bad. Every top-mount keyboard is going to be better. But some plate standards suck more than others. So, like, a Jane plate feels pretty hard around the edges, but some of the center keys will feel different. Whereas LZ's plate mounting system, he only uses 4 screws instead of 5 to hold the plate in. So there's a little more flex to your plate. So if you use something like polycarb or brass, it'll feel different than like a polycarb or brass Jane plate, and there's a lot of just like weirdness to it. So what else can I talk about? Oh, and then like different plate materials will sound different. So like a brass plate will have a deeper sound to it that I don't really like, but I know a lot of people do. And like my favorite plate material is either aluminum or carbon. And like relief cuts have been a big thing. Have been a big topic of conversation. I know in custom discussion groups lately.
Can you explain what a relief cut is?
Yeah, so a relief cut is, I'll show you, actually. Where's my mirror plate? So, because it's easier to point to it. because I have extra plates. So if you look at my mirror plate, is this the right way? Yeah, I'll hold it like this. So you can see that there's a bunch of like openings between the alphas and the F row. There's a hole, like a small hole between that, and between escape and F, and like the little holes here, those are relief cuts. But and like the mirror plate is pretty extensive with them, but something like a 360 Corsa or a 356 CL has a ton. Like everything you can't see is not there. There's so many relief cuts to it, and that's what makes them sound so good, is because it just like changes the way it sounds. It doesn't really change the feel as much as it changes the sound. The way that it's mounted changes the feel, but relief cuts affect the sound a lot. And Zondat will talk your ear off about this a lot. But I think the movement is going to be to single layout plates with relief cuts. One, because it's much cheaper and easier to run a group by with those, and two, because it's just like better.
All right, cool. So, how does it affect the sound exactly? Does it give it like a deeper tone, or is it more hollow?
There's less material to vibrate and make sound, so it's a lot you can go listen to a video. There's plenty of videos of like OTDs, of like typing videos of OTDs, and then go listen to one of those and then compare it with like a Jane or a Duck or Riot. Yeah, it's a lot thinner, I think, is the best way to describe it.
Okay. Cool. That's good information. Lunar Sama is asking, are you a linear or tactile guy?
I was a linear guy for like 5 years, but the two keyboards I use the most in the last like 6 or 8 months have been tactiles. So I may have converted, but I think both have their merits. I like light linears and heavy tactiles. It's very odd. I'm sort of on both ends of the spectrum here. But I think, I don't know, it just kind of depends on how I'm feeling. And like if you're using MX switches, it all feels linear anyway. So
I'm going to try to focus more on keyboard questions, but I will ask this because it seems legitimate. I'm probably going to butcher some more names, but FlexKey Passer is asking, who is at fault in that incident, Ricardo or Verstappen?
They were both at fault.
Sorry for hijacking the show for F1.
No, it's fine. They were both at fault. They crashed into each other. It's a racing incident. Shit happens.
Did I get that second name right?
Ricardo and Verstappen. You're close enough.
Verstappen. Okay. Cool.
You can skip the F1 questions. Don't worry.
Yes, that's the plan from here on out. I just felt that one was wanted. Daft91 is asking, what is the reasoning behind closing your first Reddit thread? Huh.
What? Closing my first Reddit thread? Oh, probably locking or removing, he means. The first thread I locked, I remember it because I got some shit for it, because we're not supposed to lock threads unless we really need to. But it was a thread, there was some, like, black person had committed a crime, and it was like a video from the court proceedings. And we delete videos of court proceedings, but it was before we did that. And the comments were getting really bad, and I was just like, I'm going to lock the thread. And then that's the day we decided to remove videos of court proceedings. That's all.
I think he was referring on RMK, potentially to the JChan thread.
Oh, yeah.
Was posted.
Yeah, don't personally attack people on the internet where I'm around, because there's no reason to attack JChan. I mean, you can attack Clack. Talk shit on Clack. That's a different thing. But like every interaction I've had with JChan has been super positive, and I like him a lot.
All right. Still skipping some troll questions here. Be the Zebra is asking, what switches haven't you tried?
That's a short list. A lot of box switches. I haven't tried too many box switches. I used to buy like I buy a handful of Zelios from every round, which is pretty funny. Eventually I'll have enough to build a board. I have like 50 right now. But I haven't tried a few weird Alps variants. I haven't tried striped amber Alps. I have tried neon green Alps. Spoiler alert, they're underwhelming. Every meme switch, very underwhelming. I have...
How do you feel about Holy Pandas, though?
I tried Olivia's E6. They're about the same as my B-Sun Panda. Like, I'm not particularly picky when it comes to Switches. I think they're good. I think people who are paying $3 a Switch for them, or even more in some cases,
More
are
nowadays.
Yeah, they're crazy.
That's fair.
They're good, but they're good. They're not that good.
Olivia is asking, where is the baguette?
Okay, I talked about this before in my Discord, but she wants me to explain it in front of all of you. So, it was hot and it was thunderstorming all day, and it stopped like an hour ago, and that's after the supermarket that sells the good baguettes closes. So I was gonna go, but I didn't want to get rained on because it's hot, and I didn't want to like have to like take a shower again because I already like showered once today. I don't want to like put that kind of effort in. But I did try, and I thought about it really hard, and I made tea, but I drank it already. So that's like the theme of every stream I do. You should follow me on Twitch, because whenever someone tries to talk shit on the keyboard community, I do a very long live stream about it. And I just like, and I eat an entire baguette dry and drink a lot of tea.
That's awesome. That guy's okay to be is asking, do you have a Switch that you hate?
Is it Fujitsu foam foil?
Yeah, Fujitsu foam
Yeah.
foil.
Yeah, I hate those. They suck.
It's pretty bad.
It's I don't like Fujitsu foam foil. I don't like...
Is that on the more OG HHKB?
No.
Or is that something different?
Foam foil is just like a vintage Switch.
Mm-hmm.
So the original HHKB was rubber dome, and then the Pro 1 onward have been Topre.
Yeah.
Topre is like a late 90s invention, I think. I think it was like just at the end of the bubble.
It was patented in '86. I talked
Really?
about it in my HHKB video. Yeah, but they didn't like release a board with it for a while.
Okay.
Like that was when they
Wow.
they first discovered the idea. The first Topra boards weren't like HHKBs. There was from Topra.
Okay.
There was like business kind of boards for like POS systems and stuff like that.
Well, one thing I do know about Topre boards that I think a lot of people don't know is that like every programmer in Japan is using a Topre keyboard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like you have no when I did a homestay in Japan, and I was like in Yodobashi camera with my host father, who is a programmer for Sony, and he was like, "Oh yeah, we all use these. Like I don't know why you've never heard of these." He was like, "I don't know why you've never heard of these. Like everyone in my office uses this." And I was like, "What?"
Yeah, Vector used to tell us all the time when he was an undergrad for his university. He's like, "Yeah, all the students here, they want an HHKB." I'm like, "Why?" They're like, they just do. All their senpais use HHKBs, so they have to get HHKBs too. And then when they become older and new students come in, they'll see them with HHKB. Everyone sees HHKBs.
Yeah, I'm buying one over the summer again because I recently found that picture of O2 Zone's HHKB that I'll post it in Discord later. But it's the picture that like really got me into keyboards, and it's a black HHKB with the white keycaps, and he's got a red clack on the escape key, and he's got a cool and he dyed some of the white keycaps to different colors, and there's like a cool gradient going on, and it's the best keyboard picture I've ever seen, and it was taken like 2012.
All right. If the contrast of this color on Twitch would show up, I could see the name. NGB09229 is asking, what does Puddsy think of box switches?
I haven't used enough of them to really make a proper comment, but so far I like them. The main thing that keeps me from using them is I don't like the way they look. Like I don't like knowing that under my keycaps it looks like that. So that's like I'm very picky about like the way my keyboard looks without keycaps on it. With keycaps on it, I don't give a shit. But without keycaps on it, it's like I get kind of touchy. I don't like the way they look, which has been my biggest barrier. But I've used the board with box whites that I liked, and I've used the box blacks, and I also like those. So we're 2 for 2 so far.
That's pretty good. Yeah, the whites and the blacks are both pretty good.
Yeah, like I have singles of a lot of them, but I'm not same way I feel about most other MX switches. Like they're fine. They're not great. They're not I haven't found that switch that I think is great aside from like Mod M tactiles yet. So.
All right. Fizzkey is asking, when are Puddsy and Jimmy gonna battle?
I'm not gonna battle him. I don't want. I've blocked him on Geek. He was the first person I ever blocked on Geekhack. Wow. In 6 years, I didn't block anybody. He was the first. And then I went on a little bit of a spree blocking. I was like, oh, I can do this to other people I don't want to see posts from, too. But there's no point. there's a lot of unnecessary drama in keyboards.
I
was
thinking about that the other day too.
Yeah. I was in a Slack that shall not be named last night. Not KBC. I'm banned from that one. I was in a Slack last night, and someone was like talking about selling an artisan that they won, and they were like getting ripped on by like 10 people, and I was like, I feel bad for this guy. Like, he's just asking a. Maybe it's because I'm a little naive to artisans, but I feel like everyone made it a thing. Like, I got up and did something for like half an hour, and I came back and they were still going, and I was like, Jesus.
Was it in an artisan channel?
Yes.
Okay. I know exactly the place you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm sure you saw it too. But I left the drama channel in the Key Chatter Slack because I just like, because a lot of the times partially because sometimes I get caught up in it because I talk a lot of shit, but a lot of the times it's just the same arguments coming over and over again. Like if I have to read another PM from someone who's like, you have 8,000 posts, you should really watch what you say. I'm like, I don't care. It's the internet. It doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, I think the thing people forget the most about this community is at the end of the day, we're spending hundreds of dollars on a fucking computer keyboard. Like, you could spend $50 on a Drivo or whatever the fuck they sell on Amazon these days and be fine. Like, there's no reason to spend more than, I think $200 is because that's when you get into like a Filco with a nice key set on it, like $250. Like any more than that is just excessive. Even up above $100 is already a lot. Like when when people ask me how much I paid for my mirror, I'm usually honest and I tell them like in this configuration it'd probably be about $850, $900, and like then my next sentence is usually, and I think I probably could have gotten away with spending half that much and being just as happy.
Yeah, that's a topic that we could all talk about for a very long time.
Yeah. That's another episode of Top Clack entirely.
Yeah. All right. Texas Breakfast is asking, which Clack did you win?
I won the Leaf. It's on my mirror. I'll pick it up and show you. I was gonna drink water, but I'm on my 4th bottle of water, by the way, just like sitting here.
Hydration. I like it.
Yeah, I'm very hydrated. I won a Leaf. You can kind of see it.
Oh yeah. Nice. Yeah. Okay.
Also, my mirror is warm. I picked it up and it was warm. It's very hot in here. All right, next.
Joyed my insec is asking, can you link Pudsy's Discord? So if you wouldn't mind linking that when you get a second.
No one's allowed in my Discord if I don't know you. I'm very, very picky about who's in it.
I like the honesty.
There are 21, I can tell you exactly how many. I think there's 21 people in my Discord. And occasionally I'll add people and they'll leave, but generally, like, the people I have in here are people who have either like done big favors for me or that I like know well and like a lot. So it's
I feel bad for having left after being invited then.
Yeah, I mean like Huey's in it, and like Huey can tell you like it's just it depends on the time of day. If it's like afternoon, I'm talking about like I'm usually talking about something like sometimes someone will come in and say something keyboard related and we'll talk a little shit. But a lot of the times it's just like me posting at 2 a.m. like I'm sad because like a girl won't talk to me. Like that's genuinely, it's not that exciting. It's just like me and Devin and Invisibility, and sometimes like Huey will pop up and like Adam just like talking about emotions. Like it's not that exciting. It's not a keyboard Discord. It's like a friend. It's a friendship.
It's a homie house.
I left not because of the content, but because I don't like being in servers that I feel I don't need to be in.
Yeah, you mentioned that to me already.
Yeah.
I don't take it personally when people leave. Like it's again, it's just a Discord, and like I know that like it started as a shit talking Discord, and then it sort of morphed in. Yeah, you remember.
Yep.
I think it's still pinned actually. Is it? No, it's not. I unpinned it. But it started as a shit talking Discord.
Straight up.
And it's straight up. It started as a Discord to trash the X60 group. I'll be honest about that. But then I kind of started talking to Zondat a little more, and I was like, oh, okay, this guy's not a sketchy asshole. He's just like kind of weird, but I like him. He's cool. We're like friends now, which is a thing I think nobody thought would happen. But it's just like, yeah, Samblemon's in it. We talk about sandwiches a lot. Like it's not a place you want to be in if you don't know me.
If you don't know him,
it's just
or like it's kind of like you have to know the core group of people there already. Because even if you know like 1 or 2 people and then you go in, you'll probably be alienated by the other people.
Yeah. And also every time I go to class, I come back and there's like 50 new messages about you fucking talking about anime. Every time it's not an anime Discord, but every time I leave, it's just Burrs and Adam and you. Just anime.
All right, let's move on to some of the more legitimate questions here, so we don't go too far over our time frame here. Lunar-san was asking if you can answer, hopefully, but is there a reason why JTK makes their 1.75U shift key only icon mod?
I have no idea. I have asked them about it, and they glossed over it in my big list of questions.
Nice. Thuggy512 was asking thoughts on Telios.
I like them. I was gonna build my Alice with them, and then I decided I wanted to use Panda Clears.
I also like Telios. I think they're very good. I think they're one of, if not the best stock linear that you can currently buy.
I want to try lubing them. I haven't lubed them yet for some reason.
Yeah, they're great. Max5, I think is his username, asks Puddsy, or no, sorry, he says Puddsy was a pro in TF2. Did he mean literally? If so, what team?
I played an ESEA invite like season 8 when I was like 13, and I fake nicked for people, so there's no record of me playing in it, which is great. When people used to hold that over me a lot too. They were like, "You never did it," and I was like, "I played 15 hours a day for a reason." Next.
Megaforce is asking, why does Zondat make the best keyboards?
Next.
Running Hack with a real question. What are the best... Sorry, this is formatted kind of weird. What are the best value product and most overpriced product limited to keyboards or related products?
Okay, I'm going to shill myself and then I'll give a real answer. So the best value product is Red Riot. Okay, now I'm going to give a real answer. Because in terms of... I'll keep it to keyboard kits, because I think that's that's the thing I know most about. Although best value is like Leopold keyboards in general are very, very... I'll give them that free promotion. They're very good. I think if I didn't own a custom, I would have bought a Leopold at some point.
Yeah.
The keycaps are immaculate. But in terms of keyboard kits, I think the best value kits are like... all those like big heavy like 60 like the Clipe and the LZCE, which isn't really value anymore, but like all those like big hefty tray mount cases are like really good value. Even though I don't really like tray mount, if you're not super picky, you can buy one of those and be pretty good. Most overpriced OTDs, like that's a given. In terms of like retail, I think best value is like every Kale switch ever. Well, not ever. Every Kale switch
from the revamped factory.
every Kale switch currently available on retail websites.
Yeah,
and then most
from like 2017 on.
Yeah, and then most overpriced is every Lin keyboard ever, among stuff that's like currently available. I don't think. I'll also throw in that I don't think Zelios and Telios are overpriced for what they are.
Wow, nice. Not a terribly popular opinion.
Well, because people don't want to pay money for things.
Yeah,
that's why I'm running this set. That's why my sets are JTK and not GMK, because like no one wants to pay $150 for fucking red blanks. Like I know that. I'm not an idiot. I am an idiot, but I'm not that much of an idiot.
Yeah, it's funny actually. So I did a written review on Reddit a while back about Telios when they first came out, before Top Clack had any kind of sponsorship or partnership with Zeal. Not that affects my opinion at all, but just also putting it out there. Where I talked about Telios and I talked about how good they were, and obviously we talked about price and stuff like that. And someone brought up a pretty good point in the comments, and it kind of made me remember something that like used to be really big in the PC community, where like you don't necessarily talk about how expensive a single part is when you're looking at the entirety as like a whole. So like you can get 100% better gaming performance by buying a GPU that's twice expensive, but it only makes your computer 20% more expensive, for instance. So you can kind of relate that to keyboards as well. Like, yeah, the switches are expensive, but when you're putting, when you have a $450, $500 keyboard, what's like bad about just paying another $20 or $30 just for the switches anyways? Like, it's kind of like, there's obviously perceived value there, but like, Telios, maybe expensive, maybe not, depending on how you look at it, but when you're spending hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds on a board and everything else that goes into it, often, you know, the price of that keyboard only becomes, you know, 5 or 10% more because of Zelios or Telios. The overall keyboard. So it's a way to look at it.
Yeah, that is exactly why I feel that way too.
Yep. Cool. All right. B the Zebra is asking, what is it about LZ design that grabs you?
Because I was talking about his plate, wasn't I? It's not something that grabs me. It's just like it's the first thing I thought of because I was looking at it yesterday because I'm designing plates for my TKL. It's just it's just different. I don't think there's a best way of doing anything in keyboards. I think there's just a lot of different ways, which is a thing I think a lot of people forget. And there's always gonna be like that one, like it's, you know, there's always that one guy who still uses IRC. You know, it's like that. Like there's always gonna be somebody who likes it.
Yeah, there's no like universally like loved anything in this hobby.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, look at me.
Yeah. And on that note, we are caught up with questions.
Oh wow!
It's right in time too. We're just about to hit the hour mark.
Oh good. I was just about to say like I really have to pee. I'll show you. I've drank like this is how much water I've drank in the last hour. Like, and then like half of this one too. Like it's time to be done.
Yeah, that's cool. We'll definitely wrap it up. So of course, if you guys you know, want to join our Discord or subscribe to our YouTube channel, etc., you can check that out below. We have all the links there below the stream. You can check that out. Good stuff. Thanks to everyone who has subbed or donated bits today. We definitely appreciate that. I know we recently added the tip jar on the stream, which for whatever reason isn't being used right now.
Oh, I forgot to add it.
I think you have the old overlay up, the wrong one. But either way, we had it on earlier. I saw that. So we appreciate that. Make sure, you know, if you want to see more about Puddsy and his shit talking, you can just roll pretty much over to any Geekhack thread.
Just show up. Just like,
show up anywhere.
Okay, if you want me to appear, just like post in the interest checks, group buys, Geekhack Media, or keyboard subforums, and I will just appear. I don't have 8,400 posts for nothing. Although if you post in Geekhack Media, I'm just gonna quote your post and then type nice, and that's all you're gonna get. Also, please buy my key sets so Krellbit can buy more prototypes.
Yes, check out Red Riot and Yolch on switchmod.net or whatever proxy is best shipping for you.
Wherever keycaps are sold.
Yeah, check it out when you get a chance. Would highly recommend. Other than that, everyone, thank you so much for watching today's show. We'll catch you every Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific for Top Clack. We'll have build chores when we do. Soon.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow. Maybe you might have something to do.
Future host problems. Puddsy, thank you once again so much for coming on.
It's been like 4 months. Thank you for finally having me on this.
Yeah, well, we had to torment you a little bit, you know.
Yeah, I had to like do something useful first, and then there was a bunch of. I was gonna start these sets in April, but then like fucking everyone was like, "We're gonna do all our GMK group buys right now," and I was like, "No, I want to get on the stupid podcasts." Yeah. It's not stupid. I need to be on TV.
On a total side note, sorry, before we go, sorry to bring this up, but I think now is actually like the perfect time to be launching these JTK sets.
Yeah.
Because nobody can afford every GMK set that's on the market right now.
Also, tax returns. I thought about this. Everything I do has some level of thought put into it.
That literature to work somehow.
Actually, I'm gonna rescind that statement. Very few things I do have thought put into them, but the things that do have thought put into them have a lot of thought put into them. Like you should see how many books. You should see how many books I own. Let's just put it that way.
All right. Awesome stuff. So we are taking off next week, same time, same place, as you probably expect. Maybe some keyboard chores streams tomorrow. Not entirely sure yet. The Sweaty Eddie, thank you for the donated bits. Appreciate that. Once again, Puddsy, thank you for joining us. And,
thank you for having me.
Shit talk on.
Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful evening.